Eraserhead is an enigmatic and truly unsolvable film, whether you attempt to decipher what is a dream and what is reality, or simply attempt to understand its message about spirituality. It's clear that there is no right or wrong when it comes to David Lynch's 1977 masterpiece. What I'm interested in, beyond simply adding to the thousands of theories about what Eraserhead stands for, is Lynch's techniques as a director. More to the point, today I want to discuss how Lynch traps us, the audience, and how he feeds our claustrophobia throughout the runtime. I believe that Henry Spencer, our titular character, his world and his life, is a mirror to our cinematic experience with this film. You see, Eraserhead isn't all abstract and dark. For the opening 20 or so minutes, it's a pitch black comedy. This is where Lynch seduces us and ultimately traps us in this maniacal and bizarre world.
Especially the first half of the film is a black comedy, strange comedy. But like I've said before, it's got to be a certain kind of comedy in order to make the switch into a sort of fear. So a lot of kind of comedies, once you begin to feel too safe, then it's real hard to switch over. But this was a strange comedy, and it can easily slide into a sort of a fearful situation, whereas just before it was funny.
Whether it's the elevator taking an eternity to close, or Henry's Charlie Chaplin-like meandering stroll through an industrial setting, it's clear that Lynch wanted to ensnare the audience with deadpan comedy, somewhat akin to the silent era, a la Buster Keaton and the aforementioned Chaplin. By enforcing these gags, the audience immediately becomes more invested, waiting for the next joke, except we never get it. Once Lynch has us where he wants us, he tightens his grip and suffocates us in Henry's world. The reason that Lynch is able to so seamlessly blend dreams and reality together is because he has us, the audience, in a trance, under his directorial spell. He achieves this by tricking us into thinking that everything is fine, and this is evidenced throughout his filmography, especially the happy-go-lucky opening of Mulholland Drive. Eraserhead is no different, but once we get to the dinner scene with Mary and her parents, the entire construct of the film changes, the tone is flipped. We have multiple moments where characters inexplicably scream, as well as, a chicken bleeding on a plate. Immediately, any smirk or grin we may have remains in utter discomfort or simply vanishes, giving way to a look of confusion and despair. From that point onwards, the entire film never fails to hook the audience member. Why? Because from the first gag leading into the first sign of despair, Lynch has already captivated us, never relinquishing that power over the audience. Lynch cracks up a feeling of claustrophobia throughout Eraserhead that begins with Henry's apartment window. Our titular character is lost in a mundane life, having to fend for an unplanned child on his own. Whenever he looks outside the window, perhaps for some form of escapism, all we see are bricks plastered against the glass. Metaphorically speaking, this could of course mean that Henry's life has reached such a point of emptiness that he can no longer naturally escape from it. Yet, speaking from a visual perspective, it feels as though Lynch is also taunting the audience. He's reminding us that we too are trapped within the story and world. Any form of escapism is no longer viable. We simply, much like Henry, have to play out the remainder of the story with no control. There is something to be said about the sound design too, sinister in its construct. Wind constantly floats in the background of every scene, particularly recurrent in Henry's apartment. What makes it terrifying is that Henry's room is airless. There are no open windows, nothing. It feels as though Lynch is taunting us yet again, and Henry by extension. Wind connotes freedom, expression, and movement. Yet Henry is devoid of these three things, and so are we as audience members. Henry's only form of escapism comes from the infamous Lady in the Radiator, and what's deeply saddening and melancholic about this is that his only form of escapism stems from fantasy and dreams. He cannot combat the depressiveness of his life, literally. Simply looking out of the window is impossible. He has to escape within his own fragmented mind, the audience utterly helpless and unable to offer a hand. The increase of vegetation, for example, in Henry's room throughout the runtime of the film adds to the claustrophobia. As his situation gets bleaker and his supposed dreams darker, the room somehow feels smaller. This is created through Lynch's long, close-up shots of Henry, juxtaposed with the unforgiving loudness and portrayal of the crying baby. This all simmers in the pot that is Eraserhead until it bubbles to a truly wild finale. The build-up is what makes us feel uneasy, and these are the tactics in which Lynch deploys to make us feel that way. Weirdly though, there's a grotesque beauty to Eraserhead and a genuine charm too. It's why, despite the feverish nightmare it portrays, we never fail to feel a connection to it. Beyond all the bizarre imagery and sounds, Lynch never basks in the darkness of the picture. He allows the audience just enough wiggle room to feel. The Lady in the Radiator's In Heaven song is hypnotic and soothing, almost like a lullaby in this nightmare. Despite the horrific images we are presented throughout the film, Lynch is almost encouraging us to lose ourselves deeper in this dreamlike landscape, and it is there, in that precise moment, where he traps us. Henry can never escape from his reality. Every time he attempts to leave his apartment, the baby cries and turns sick. Lynch has his titular character trapped. While he cannot escape his world, neither can we, the audience, escape this film. It remains burned into our retinas, our mind. If you've watched Eraserhead, you clicked on this video perhaps because it's a film that has stuck with you since you watched it. You have never escaped its entrancing qualities. That's a testament to Lynch's unrelenting direction.
I wonder what a time went. I wonder why my mind's bent. I wonder why my retina's connected to the nebula, but only get the message from the fine print.